Hi, I'm Melissa Chavez, and I'm going to be playing the role of the parent.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Collins, and I'll be playing the role of the teacher. Hi, Mrs. Bravo. I am Miss Collins, and I want to start off by thanking you for coming to meet with me today. I know how busy your schedule is, but I also know how important Johnny is to you. I'm here to answer any questions you may have about the Texas Assessment of Achievement, which is what I would like to go over with you today.
Hello, Miss Collins. Thank you for taking the time to see me. First off, I would like to know, what exactly is the Texas Assessment of Achievement?
Well, the Texas Assessment of Achievement is a standardized test of basic skills and knowledge. We took this test to see how our students stand with other students across the country. This is called a norm group.
What is a norm group?
The norm group is a group of students who were tested on the same material as your child was before the test was published. This gives teachers and parents a reference guide to knowing how well they're doing compared to other third graders. So the first section here is norm reference results.
What is the bottom part?
The bottom part is the criteria results. This is how well Johnny performed on the objectives he was given.
When was this test taken? I remember there were many testing days that you sent home letters informing us how Johnny should compare.
We took this test over a span of 4 days, from November 12th through the 15th.
Okay, so where exactly does Johnny fall?
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. First, I want to show you the complete and basic battery items right here. Many people get confused with this, but to put it simply, the complete battery is everything on the test, and the basic battery is just the basic subjects in the test, like math and English. When the basic skills are broken up into little parts, like math concepts, problem solving, and procedures, okay?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So why are there so many numbers here?
Well, the state of Texas likes to have all of these different scores for different things, such as how your student stands amongst the nation and where they stand in Texas alone for their scores. So let's start here on the number of items.
Okay, sounds good.
The number of items is just the number of questions there were on the test in each of these areas. So for word analysis, there were 32 questions. The column next to it is called raw scores. This basically tells you how many questions Johnny got correct. So on word analysis, Johnny got 24 out of 32 correct.
Oh no, does that mean that he is doing bad?
Oh no, Mrs. Bravo. 24 out of 32 in that area is actually average.
Thank goodness.
I'm glad you brought that up though, because this brings us to our next point, percentiles.
Oh yes, like 70%, 100%.
No, those are actually percentages. Most people tend to think of in terms of percentages because that's how we grade in school.
Right.
Percentiles are a little different. Let me show you right here on the bell curve. I put a red line down the middle on the 50 because this is the average for this portion. This is where most students score. For the spelling section, Johnny has a national percentile of 68. 68 is here on the chart. So Johnny did 68% better than the norm group.
Oh, my Johnny's so smart. He's above average then, right?
Yes, Mrs. Bravo, that is correct.
Oh, he's always been above average ever since he was a baby. He always ranked above everyone else in height, weight, when he was a little boy.
Well, that's great. It sounds like the trend keeps going.
That's right. I'm so proud. So what are these scores here called stanines?
Yes, these are stanines. Basically, it's a really easy way to look at scoring. This is on a scale of 1 to 9, and 5 is the average here. So Johnny got a 7 on the stanine scale for social studies. So he is above average.
Awesome.
Yes, he did great on this test. Now for scaled scores. The scale score is between 200 and 800. These scores are also on the chart here. 500 is the average here. So for the problem solving section of math, Johnny scored a 475, which is in the average range.
What do you mean average? I thought you said Johnny scored 500, which was average, or 500 is average.
Well, there is actually a range of error taken into consideration on the assessments like these, because we know that sometimes children don't sleep well the night before, or they might have skipped breakfast and they're hungry, or other things like that.
But Johnny's never any of those things. I'm a good mother.
Oh, Mrs. Bravo, I know. But testing companies kind of like to give all students a break if something wasn't going well that day. So when Johnny scored a 475, that is really still close to 500, and he is considered to be in the average range for this section.
Okay, well good. I don't want to see any below average scores.
I understand. So now we can talk about NCE. This stands for Normal Curve Equivalent. It's right here on the chart. Johnny scored 65 in social studies. Average on this scale is 50, so again, Johnny is above average.
Great.
Yes, he did so wonderful. So the last portion of the top section is percentile bands. Basically, this is just a really easy way to visualize where Johnny is standing amongst the norm. The average is 50, you can see right here. Johnny either scored above or right on target with everything on the test.
Why are they bands and not points then?
They are bands because of the standard error of measurement. We have a 4-point difference. So when he scored 50, that means he was in a range between 46 and 54. Testing companies do this to eliminate any possible hindrance of their score that can be caused by things like not sleeping well or being distracted.
Okay, I understand that.
Great. Do you have any more questions on the norm reference area?
No, now that you have explained it, I feel like I can understand it on my own.
Okay, sounds great. If you have any questions, or if any questions come up, or there's any confusion, please feel free to ask.
Thank you, will do.
Okay, Mrs. Bravo, now, if it's okay, I would like to look over the bottom portion, which is the criterion reference data or information.
Okay, sounds good. What is criterion reference again?
Criterion reference data are basically tests that teachers give on information on how a student, or Johnny in this case, performs on a specific standard or objective.
Okay, I see. That makes sense. This information is useful?
Why, yes it is. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Sure.
By looking at this data, I can basically see how Johnny performed in certain skills. As you can see, these skills are displayed right here. Let's take a look at word analysis.
Sure, okay, I see it right here. And what are these items below it?
These items under word analysis are like structural analysis, phonetic analysis, vowels, and consonants are the skills Johnny was tested on. As you can see right here, they have included RS, which stands for raw score, which are the items Johnny got correct.
Right, that was also here in the other area we just discussed.
Yes, that's correct. However, right here, the testing company has also provided NP, which stands for the number of possible items Johnny was tested on.
Okay, cool, I like that. What about this area right here?
This area right here, where it states high, medium, and low, basically tells you how Johnny placed. For example, let's take another look at word analysis. One of the items within word analysis that Johnny was tested on was structural analysis. Johnny got a perfect 10 out of 10, which means Johnny was tested on 10 items and got all 10 items correct. As you can see, there is an X under high, which means that Johnny scored very high.
That's my boy.
Yes, he's a very bright student. But wait a second. Oh, he's a very bright student.
But wait a second. I see right here by phonetic analysis, Johnny got a low. He also got a low on history, geography, and economics. This kind of worries me. I thought he did very well.
Don't be discouraged. Overall, Johnny did do very well. As you can see under phonetic analysis, where they marked Johnny's scores as low, you can also see that the test only asked him 11 questions in total. Johnny got 6 correct. But remember that these scores are not set in stone and are used merely as a reference and check guide to see where Johnny stands. While it said he possibly had skipped a number since the NA, also known as numbers attempted, are not provided. From what I have observed from Johnny in class and through his work here in his portfolio, he is doing just fine.
Really, I was a bit worried, honestly, because seeing my child marked as low is kind of upsetting.
I completely understand, but as I mentioned, I would really not be worried because these results are not set in stone or are merely used to get an idea of where he stood on the test. I don't really rely on these test scores. I also look at his classroom work and assessments I have given throughout the school year.
Really, that makes sense. Johnny could just have been distracted or something. He really is a bright boy.
Yes, absolutely. The other good thing is if Johnny does need more instruction and guidance on specific skills, I will definitely use what I have collected throughout the year here in his portfolio. For an example, here are some of his social studies work. And with the results from the Texas Assessment of Achievement put together, I can make a plan to better assist in the areas needed.
Good, I can see how this can be helpful.
Also, on areas that he may need help on, I can give Johnny things to bring home, activities that will help him. I can also provide you with a list of interactive websites, educational games, and other tools that will help Johnny in whatever area is needed. As far as in the classroom, I will be creating a new center and doing work with small groups. If you would like, I can work with Johnny one-on-one after school tutoring.
Thank you, that would be great. I would be interested in that.
Wonderful. After all, this is a partnership, and it is my job as his teacher to create a constructive, prosperous learning environment for Johnny. With us working together, this creates just that.
Why, thank you, and yes, I agree. As a parent, my involvement is just as important, although sometimes I feel I can be too involved.
Oh, don't worry about that. Your involvement shows that you care about Johnny and about the education he receives. Just like you, I too care about the education he receives.
Fantastic, sounds good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Me too. Now, Mrs. Bravo, before we end this meeting, I would like to give you this handout of testing terms we went over today. Do you have any further questions or concerns about these scores or about how Johnny did?
No, none that I can think of at this moment, but thank you for the handout. This really helps.
Okay, well, if anything does come up or if you have any further questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me either by phone or email. That's the quickest way to reach me.
Okay.
Also, if you would like to set another appointment, just let me know.
Okay, sounds good. If anything does come up, I'll do just that.
Thank you, Mrs. Bravo, for coming here today. And I just want to mention one last time how much I enjoy having Johnny in my class this year.
Why, thank you. My baby is very special.
He certainly is. Have a pleasant evening, and we'll talk soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye, Mrs. Bravo.